This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
From 98.1 CHFI Studios in Toronto, Canada.
Hey Toronto, this is Ed Sheeran.
This is Kelly Clarkson.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
This is Adele.
This is Madonna.
It's Michael Bublé, and you're listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep Show. It's fun. They're amazing.
Who's your favorite on-screen pet? Think about all the stuff you've watched. It is National Pets in Film and TV Day.
Aww.
This could be any kind of pet, any show or movie you've ever seen. There's a lot.
There is a lot. And you mentioned Beethoven. I think we've all watched that film with the Saint Bernard. Everybody wanted one after that. You're like, I want a Saint Bernard.
Yeah, it's hard not to fall in love with them.
Yeah.
Okay, just to narrow the field a bit, I'm just making up these rules arbitrarily, by the way. This isn't official. Let's go only real pet, not animated.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. Producer Steph, do you have one?
I like a lot of animated ones, but one that I was obsessed with and I wanted him as my own was Toto from Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah.
He was so cute and such a smart dog. But apparently he's not a real breed. He was a mix of a whole bunch of breeds, so you can't really find him.
I thought you were going to say he wasn't a real dog.
No, he was.
How dare?
It was animatronics.
He was so cute.
Sorry, go ahead.
You just think about how much they have to train the dogs
That's
in
what I
these
was about to
films.
say. Yeah.
It's so hard.
Think about how many takes they have to do. Where a scene, the actors have executed perfectly, and then the dog's just chewing its tail. It's like, dog, you missed your cue.
With Coffee the Pooch, when you try to get her to do things for your social media or whatever, it's hard, right?
It's usually a few takes. But then she gets on board. She has a pretty specific rider list. As long as you satisfy that, she's good. She shows up.
Daddy, if you're giving me a treat, I'm in. Otherwise, forget it.
Who's yours, Booch?
So you probably don't know this movie, but I encourage you to watch it. It came out in 2015. It's called Max, and it's all about a military dog named Max, and he's on the front lines in Afghanistan. He's got a handler. The handler's wounded, and now the dog is so traumatized by what happened to its handler that it's no longer in military service, and then it gets adopted by a family, and it comes back to life, and you see what he does for the family. And I will tell you right now, I bawled my eyes out. And by the end of it, I was like, I need to have a dog like Max.
I feel like nothing made you cry.
I know, but this movie did.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I need to watch this.
Mm-hmm. Put it on your list.
Okay.
What
I'll have
about
to
for
find that.
you?
I'm going to go Ed, the monkey from the Matt LeBlanc dog, the Matt LeBlanc baseball movie. You remember that?
What?
Is
that real?
The 1996 not-so-popular comedy starring Matt LeBlanc where he was a pitcher and Ed was a baseball player who's a monkey.
What?
Okay, no, that's not my
It
real answer.
wasn't Marcel from Friends?
I
They
just
used to say
wanted
monkey?
to make that
I was like,
specific.
this is what you're doing on weekends?
Yeah. No, I'm going to go The Mask, Milo. Jim Carrey's dog from The Mask, Milo.
yeah.
He was so smart. He got Jim Carrey out of jail in that movie. Remember, he jumped up to the prison cell and got the keys. Hire Milo. Hire Milo.
I love that you take the story seriously. He was so smart, he got him out of jail.
Yeah. Yeah, the fun fact, that wasn't even in the script. The dog improvised that.
Wow.
It was supposed to, the dog improvised. He's
Yeah.
like, I think it's better this way. And the director's like, you're right.
Wow. Okay.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Now, Pooja and Gurdeep's Shower Thoughts.
I saw Cirque du Soleil recently, and I realized contortionists must have cleaner backs than the rest of us.
Shower Thoughts.
Can I eat a beefsteak tomato, even though I'm vegetarian?
Shower Thoughts.
So day drinking is generally frowned upon unless you turn on an outdoor cooking source. Then everyone wants to hang out with you.
Shower Thoughts.
If she sells seashells by the seashore, isn't that just bad for business? I mean, you can get seashells by the seashore for free.
Shower Thoughts.
I went to the Calgary Stampede last year and I wore a cowboy hat. A local looked up at me and said, "Hey, you look like you know what you're doing." I replied, "No, it's my first rodeo."
Shower Thoughts.
If humans get crow's feet, do crows get human feet?
Shower Thoughts.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
from 98.1 CHFI.
Okay, now that it's officially summer, maybe you're planning your summer barbecue, your summer party, and you're thinking about the food spread. What is the big trend this summer? Micro charcuterie.
What?
micro charcuterie. That's the thing. Because usually you go to a party and you're used to just seeing like a giant board with cheese and charcuterie,
like
right?
Obnoxiously big board. Sometimes
Yes.
the board spans the entire width of the table, and it's like, hold on, nobody touch it. I got to take a picture for Instagram.
So true. I've done that. And I always like to cut up the cheese as well so that people will actually take it.
I know you like cutting the cheese.
I like cutting the
We work in a
cheese.
small studio together.
But the problem is that what ends up happening is you're just grazing, right? People are sort of grazing while they're drinking or whatever. This new trend, micro charcuterie, is where they actually plate out for you as host. You would plate out a little bit of cheese, a little bit of charcuterie, a little grape, an olive maybe, and then you place it on top of their wine glass. So it's all
So
portioned
it's in
out
like
for
a
you.
little baby plate.
It's a baby plate. Go to our Instagram at CHFI and you'll see on our stories what it looks like.
Okay, yeah, check the stories. It looks adorable.
It's cute.
It's portion control if you're trying to do that. I just don't know that that's going to be enough charcuterie for me. Like a single grape, like a little piece of salami. Like I'll crush that, and then the problem is I'm just going to go back to the mother charcuterie board, the mothership, and I'm going to reload my microplate.
You know what? Maybe that's a good thing, right? Maybe that's not a bad thing. Rather than everybody hanging out, because I don't know about you, when I entertain, everybody just like congregates in the kitchen and they're all around the board. And there's like the rest of the house, but nobody wants to go there. They're all in one spot.
So wait, you still have to make the mother charcuterie board?
Okay.
Oh.
That's a good question.
I'm like, now you're just doing double the work.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe you don't have a motherboard.
So what if I need to reload?
Sorry. Portion control.
You should have ate before you went to the party.
Great.
But it looks soup's cute.
Can't wait to come over.
The Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
This is the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
So many scams going on right now, and they're getting better and better. My mom called me last week, and she said, I got a letter from the CRA, and they say that I owe them $1,400.
Oh, no.
And she's like, I don't understand. I did my taxes. I cleared everything with my accountant back at tax time a couple of months ago. And she's like, can you come look at this? So I was over at my mom's place. She hands me the envelope, the physical envelope she got sent from the CRA.
In the actual mail. This is not an email. This is...
Yeah, it's the, that light brown envelope you get from the Canada Revenue Agency with the Government of Canada, like little flag imprinted on the top left. It's all there. I open it up. It's signed by Bob Hamilton, the guy who signs all the CRA letters. It looks exactly to a T like every letter you've got from the CRA, which has your address, your information. It has a little remittance voucher on the bottom.
No.
It tells you what you owe. It tells you how to make the payment.
And we're talking the same font. We're talking
Everything.
about address, because there's a lot of information on the CRA document.
Yeah, all of it is perfectly legitimate. And this was from my mom's corporation that she's now retired. The corporation number is on there. The corporation name is on there.
Wow.
Where the office, the CRA office in Sudbury, like how you mail it back. So I'm thinking this is not a scam, because how would this person benefit from the scam? They were sending it to the CRA.
Right.
So my mom calls the CRA. We go through all the security authentication, share all the details, and the woman on the phone goes, "This is a scam. Do not pay it." She goes, "You do not owe any money to the CRA. Your books are in good standing. You don't owe any money to the CRA." And my mom's like, "But this is from the CRA." And she goes, "What's the phone number it lists for the CRA?" The phone number was off by a digit from the CRA number. And the address in Sudbury, everything was exactly correct. The P.O. box number was off by a digit.
Oh, okay. So that explains how the money would get into the wrong hands, is that you're sending money to a P.O. box. Because I often think, like, through the mail, you're going to get caught, right? Whoever's
You
trying
would
to
think
scam
so.
you.
And I'm telling you, Pooja, like I showed you the pictures. Everything about it looked, smelled, felt, touched, tasted like a letter from the CRA.
I think that we all think that, well, you're not going to get me. And, they target seniors, and maybe this is going to be one of those things where, like, they think you're not savvy. And no, this legit would have got me. I would have thought it was real.
And it's $1,400, which I know is not a fortune, but it's also not an insignificant amount of money. And I'm thinking law of averages, right? If they sent this to my mom, they've probably sent this to hundreds of, and the woman said they are targeting people who are a little bit older, who are retired. You're likely to just pay it and be done with it. If they send this out to 2,000 people and even 500 fall for it, it's $1,400 times 500. You think of the scalability of this. I'm actually really proud of my mom for, she knew if something didn't smell right.
Yep.
And I share this because I assume this is probably happening en masse.
Oh, yes.
And I don't want you to to fall victim to this.
And I think the lesson in all of this is always double check, right? If there's a payment that's owed and you find that fish, you're like, I don't owe this money, always double check with your credit card or whoever it might be. I think your mom did the right thing.
Yeah.
From CHFI Studios,
It's the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
You know me, I'm pretty klutzy as is, right? Like I'm sort of prone
Confirmed.
to mishaps.
Yep.
This one takes the cake. I'm not quite at a place yet where I can laugh about it, but I'm feeling a little bit better after what happened.
And I'll just preface this by saying I can still see dried blood on your face right
Yes.
now.
Maybe I'll post the video if it's not too scary. So I woke up this morning, went to go leave the way I normally do, was backing out of my garage in my car, my minivan. I almost smashed into my parents' car. I forgot that my parents stayed overnight and their car was behind my car, which normally it's not.
Oh, they blocked you in.
They blocked me in. They were helping me out babysitting the kids while I went to go watch Tina, the musical, wonderful Mervish production. So I forgot all about the cars. Okay, now I'm almost smashed into their car. Okay, I go back into the garage, go back into the house, and I go start to look for their keys now because I'm like, I might as well just take their car. Can't find their keys anywhere. Look for them, look for them. Finally, I find their keys. So I put my keys back. I take their keys. I go out. And now the garage door opener and closer is in my minivan. So now I have to go manually go put that in. It's just more time, more time.
By the way, for any other early morning warriors like us, you know, your morning is planned out to the minute. Like there is no buffer zone for things like this to happen because it's just going to make you late.
It's going to make you late. So I finally get the garage door closed. I go to get in their car. Now, I'm not used to my parents' car. I swing the driver's side door open with such force that
Because you're rushing.
Because I'm rushing. And I also just don't know it. I don't know the door well enough. I smash it right into my face, right into my nose. And it's burning and it hurts. And I'm like, ow, ow. I did an audible, ow, ow, in my driveway.
Were there any expletives?
No,
Wow.
just a lot of, ow. Get in the car, and then I just feel like warm dripping all down my face. I'm sorry if I'm getting too graphic here, but my nose was bleeding.
You texted me a picture, which you may or may not share at social. It's just you, and there's blood dripping down your nose.
Yes, lots of it. And I'm looking around. There's no napkins in my parents' car. So I'm like, okay, I'll go back inside. I manually open up the garage, put in the code, go to open the door. I guess I locked it and didn't bring my keys because they were attached to my car, which I'm now no longer driving. So now I'm locked out of the house.
You're locked out of the house, bloody nose, late for work.
Yes. So I call Paul because he'll come get me. I called him 16 times. 16.
His phone was on silent.
No answer. His phone is on silent because we went to the Tina show last night and he put it on silent. It's not normally on silent.
But you got to be quiet during the show.
You got to be quiet during the show. So he didn't answer the phone. I'm locked out of the house. I'm just in my garage, bloodied. And it's 4:00 in the morning. And so then I got out of the garage. I'm like, I guess I'm just going to come to work like this. So I manually closed the garage, get back into the car, almost smashed my face the second time, drive to work. I came here, ran into 2 security guards with my face all bloodied, walked in here and said, guys, in an hour, this is going to be funny. Right now, it's not.
Okay, so yeah, you walked into Steph's and I saw you with like blood all over your face.
Mm-hmm.
You were the most fired up I've ever seen you in life. It's been more than an hour. Is it funny? Because I think it's hilarious.
I'm feeling better now.
We're glad. And check Pooja's socials in case you decide to post the photo. Oh boy.
Thanks for listening to the Pooja and Gurdeep podcast.
Listen to Pooja and Gurdeep live weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Only on 98.1 CHFI.
Toronto's perfect music mix.